And since we are dealing with the interaction things, I implement some common interaction things using CAD system. So nothing special. I just create one canvas and then append it to div, right? And then this is actually the different way of defining the const value, but it has a multiple const. Yeah. So we call it enumerator. So, or enumeration, enumerator, I don't know, I couldn't remember, but this is a syntax. So we can define like this. And also, as I said, the class itself can represent as a data structure. So sometimes we can call a dictionary become class, also class become sort of a dictionary or JSON file. Yeah, you can string file actually. So I just create a sort of class which represents data set or data structure for mouse event data. Yeah. And then this is there are multiple ways, but I just directly overwrite. You can actually append additional event on designate like let's say DOM. The canvas is DOM actually. So DOM is the HTML elements, by the way, button or div or UI. So this is the API. The default data type. So what I mean by that is, okay, let me actually, I'm keep moving. While I'm moving, this event is triggered. Yeah. So because I never click it, so this one is fired from my mouse event. So I'm keep updating my X and Y based on my movement. So let's say we can do here like X, for example. Yeah, so I'm just printing only X value here because, let me decompose a little bit. Okay, so there's a mouse down event, mouse up event, and mouse move event. Whenever you click and move or press or up, this event could be fired from the inbuilt function on the web browser. And then we receive this mouse event data, E. Yeah, this E data, it has rich data. Let's say this data. So these are all parameters that you can access from the mouse event data. So sometimes you can use this data directly, but I prefer creating our own sort of data structure. That's why I create this mouse class here. So whenever basically I create a variable here, and then whenever we fire mouse event, this mouse event is gonna be updated automatically. Yeah, and then at the end of the process, we're gonna push this data to the active command, and the active command is gonna cook this data and then do their own job. Yeah, and then the other concept I wanted to talk to you is that actually mouse interaction is a little bit complicated, or way complicated than this one actually. So, but we have like a mouse, but there's no dragging event, right? Yeah, but we can mimic the dragging event by doing this, because if I press, I'm press my mouse like this, and I'm trying to move. Yeah, move. Can you see that this drag? This is because when you press at the moment we fire this event, and then the is pressed to become true, and then you move your mouse in a millisecond, and then this function gonna execute. However, we already switch this value for the true, right? So this line of code gonna be executed. Yeah. So for example, I can do like this, drag, and just move. Yeah. Think about this is just a pipeline. The water is keep flow the pipeline. You can switch the pipeline as you need. right? Because the water is keep coming. So I'm just moving my mouse here, and then I'm gonna click and dragging, and then the drag is happening. It's all the event is like a switch on the real time. Yeah. So this is about the mouse in action. Yeah, I mean it's a bit complicated, or it's a little bit unfamiliar with, because computational designer never dealing with this kind of weird things, I think, because it's not about like creating application, more about like designing some algorithm or some shapes. But I think this is good time, you know, to expand, push our boundary, to expand our, you know, ability, not just creating design algorithms, but more about like a software which package more, you know, knowledge and technology in a logical way. Yeah. So the second example is keyboard in action here. Keyboard in action is the same as the mouse in action, but it's a little bit simpler because it has pretty straightforward, like key press. Yeah, I'm going to press like H here. Okay, H. Yeah, okay. So the console is no good in this case. So we can open the developer channel here. Yeah. So again, we gonna receive whenever you type something, we expect this data fired. So if you want to see what is this, then we have nice API here, right? So these are all the data that we can expect, like a alt key or shift key, control key. If you press the control key, it becomes true. Otherwise, it's false. So then you can, so for example, in order to make a function to select multiple data on the visualization, we can use the shift shortcut, for example, right? We can check it. So the API is here. So again, you can, you know, use the API, and then I'm going to press K. Yeah. So I press the K, fired by the not mouse. Yeah. This is my bad. Key press, key up, save. Yeah. Because whenever you press, two events fired in order. The press event first and the up event first. Yeah. So we can basically decompose like a the one action in different steps. This is all about the computational design. My understanding is, as I said, we need to make a more explicit instruction that computer follow. Yeah. So I mean, the coding is very explicit. You know, the design steps. So anyhow. The most important thing is that for the designers, not sorry, the developer, yeah. So I'm pressing L, and then the key code is 76. So for me, in terms of the keyboard interaction, rather than the compare the string, so we use the key code, yeah. This integer number, just for your information, yeah. So we can compare this this information in that scope, and then you can pass this information to command or execute your own particular algorithm. Let's say we have a multiple layer of the visualization on the map, and then you can switch one of the layer by press number 1, 2, 3, for example. Yeah, you got my point, right? And touch in action. So recently, you know, touch devices become common, yeah. And also, if you, I mean, we developing some like web environment, right? So as long as it execute on the browser, you can actually use the application on your phone, right? So my computer supports touch events. This is my finger. I'm gonna draw like this. Yeah. So okay, here's something. I'm gonna do this. Save. I'm trying to make in action like a N J. Yeah. So here, same as mouse in action. Yeah. So we have different types of events like a handle start, handle end, handle cancel, handle move. So I basically whenever you move, I push this position data to that let's say data variable, which is sort of a global variable in this scope, because each scope can access this data, right? So yeah, so that's why we are keep able to draw some point by my mouse finger. Yeah. However, what if we append this event here? Whenever I start touch here, I release my finger from the screen. So we draw these points, right? And then I'm trying to touch the screen. Now what happened is we're gonna reset the data set. We make empty the array, right? And then we're gonna clear the screen. So meaning that we remove all the previous rendering things, yeah? So that we couldn't see the previous drawing that I did, and then we're gonna see my new drawing, yeah? Here's my finger, I'm going, yeah, like this. So as I said, we decompose the action in a, let's say, it's not like same, but little low level, or we can decompose. We have more opportunity to control the events, yeah, from mouse event or keyboard event or touch event. Or you can make a more complex like combination. Even the VR, right? It has like three-dimensional, like it gives us three-dimensional coordinate system rather than give us like a screen coordinate system. Anyhow, so opportunity will be there. So these are sort of like the mouse in action. Is there any question